I'm Mike Sullivan, and today I would like to talk to you about the shanking, and what you can do to fix it. All right, so we started this video out kind of on a serious note with the intro, and it's serious because when we are shanking, golf's not fun. It's super frustrating. We don't understand why is it we keep hitting the hosel of the club here, you know. And I think, you know, last year at about this time we made a video about how to quit shanking, and I don't know of anyone who's been able to come up with a remedy that really says 100% you're going to never shank again. We're all trying to do that, but let's talk about what we can do to help you get better. And I think the first thing is to think about it like this. So when you hit the hosel of the club, you're doing something wrong. It's not always just one thing that you may be doing wrong, okay? So usually when we work with someone who is hitting the hosel, that's all that they care about, that's all they think about, and they think, hey, I'm doing one thing wrong, I'm hitting the hosel, can you help me do the one thing I got to do right? But it just doesn't work out that way. So the first thing is, you've got to make sure that you're holding the club in a fundamentally sound way so that you can have your club face be square to your arc during your swing. So I'll do this really quick. If you want to get more in depth with the grip, we've got tons of videos on the grip and everything, but we've got to hold the club so that our top hand, which for me is my left hand, the V between my thumb and forefingers goes back to my back shoulder. And then in my bottom hand, my right hand, my palm matches up with where the ball is going to go. Okay, and a quick way to get a handle on the bottom hand is, if you were going to hit a ball one-handed, you would almost intuitively put that bottom hand on the club correctly. Okay, so again, top hand, V goes at the back shoulder, bottom hand, get that palm pointing up directly at the target. That's not all there is to it, but that's going to be a big part of helping you keep your club face square. So we've got to do that. We've got to have good alignment. We've got to be lined up so that we will be rewarded by a good shot. So that means using alignment sticks. So I'm going to let the edge of the mat be like my one alignment stick for my feet, and this will be for my target line right here. So since I'm doing it, I'll take a minute and make sure that is lined up correctly. And sure enough, I have it off way left. See how that looks. Okay, so that's a lot better. All right, so we're talking grip, we're talking alignment, posture. We want to have good posture. And so this is something that can be a challenge, but I'm going to go ahead and set up and just use this club to help me know my posture is correct. And notice what I'm going to do is, this little cup in my back right here, I'm going to flatten that out a little bit. If we set up with our rear end up too high, it impinges our ability, it stops our ability for us to turn our hips through. And one of the problems people have with catching the hosel is, instead of turning through the shot, they have too much movement this way, and they end up getting caught up. All right, so we've got to make sure we've got good posture. And then the last thing is ball position. Let's make sure this is a pitching wedge, that basically the leading edge of my wedge is about the middle of my stance, and the ball is a teeny bit forward of that. Okay, so we've got our pre-swing fundamentals in shape. So why are we shanking? One of the real common things that happens is we get moving back in our backswing here, and on the downswing, we start the club with our hands this way. And you can see my hands are moving closer to the ball. So as I go to swing the club, especially if I know not to swing out to in. So if I start here with my hands and I try to get that club moving away from me a little bit, the ball's a little bit away from me, it's really super easy to catch the ball in here on the neck. Okay, so how do we get out of out of that and into this. How do we do that? That's really what's going on here, okay? You're never gonna believe what I'm gonna tell you right now. One thing that works, especially if you know, you're a little bit of a better player. So if you're, say, a single-digit handicap, put a ball on a tee, and believe it or not, I want you to address the ball on the hosel. I want the ball right on the hosel and take your normal setup. Okay, so how am I going to hit this ball in the club face now? Let's see, so I'm going to go here. Well, I'm going to have to do kind of like this. So it's going to help me get my hands shallowing the club. That's the big thing nowadays, right? It's going to help me get my hands to come back down this way. And really, the way this works a lot of times is just you tee the ball up there and have people try to figure that out. All right, so if I hit a bad shot here, I'm not going to edit it out, right? Let's see what happens. Not my best shot ever, but it was on the club face, okay? So drill this a little bit. Set up with that club on the hosel. There we go. Because that's going to really help us do a better job of getting our hips to move out of the way and get the hands to drop back this way. All right? Don't just take your bad grip, bad alignment, bad posture, bad ball position to the range and try this drill, because it's not going to work. Okay? Something else we can do, the orange whip, that big heavy whippy club. Let me grab one. Okay, so this is the Skills Gold Flex. Orange whip's another one. They have knockoffs of these, by the way. By the way, if you're watching Facebook and they show all the videos of the people swinging this club, and they've taken some snippets of my YouTube videos and put them on the ad, they're not even selling the same stick that I'm swinging, by the way. So this is the Skills Gold Flex. But watch what happens. As I swing this nice and easy, I'm gonna let the momentum of this big, heavy club work for me. It's really easy to start my downswing with my lower body. So see how as I'm changing direction here, as that lower body, my hips move forward a little bit? That's the motion that we need to get the hands kind of dropping in a little bit. So what we need to do is we need to start our swing with our lower body, not our upper body. That's going to help out too. All right, so let's get back to our shot again. I'm going to keep working that hosel drill. I'm setting up with the club on the hosel, believe it or not. And I'm just close to the ball, closer than I normally would be. And that wasn't too bad. A teeny little cut, but not too bad at all. Okay, so, whew, boy, the shanks. If you're thinking about it, you might do it. I would have said 50-50. I would have shanked a ball here in this video because I was thinking about it. But if they're in your mind, they're going to happen. So we don't want them in our mind. But work these basic drills. Work on becoming more skillful. Don't get so fixated on stopping that one shot, but get fixated on being able to start your swing with your lower body instead of with your upper body. And you know, stick with it. You'll get over it. I've gotten over them at times. Hopefully they never come back. I hope that helps. I'll see you next time.